Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here. It's April 2nd, time for another Ascendant Challenge guide for those of you guys still working on this, whether it's leveling up or just grabbing a piece of gear or just a powerful drop if you need it. But the Ascendant Challenge this week is going to be Ouroborea. It is the one over here in Aphelions Rest. It is Curse Week 3 this week, so you also have the Shattered Throne up, so don't forget about that one. But Aphelions Rest is over there, and it's kind of partway through the actual Lost Sector. So nothing too crazy in there, but if you guys want to jump ahead, the timestamps are on screen if you want to jump ahead to the gameplay. I've done time trials previously, so if you want to look those up, check those out on my channel. But other than that, I'm going to drive over there and show you guys everything. Once I get to the portal, I'll go ahead and mark that as a time spot for you guys to jump into. So let's go ahead and jump on our Sparrow, drive all the way over to the Strand. Hope you guys are having a good week. Reckoning is definitely finally got some time in Tier 3 last night with a decent group and actually made it happen. So got a few Reckoning clears on Tier 3, so I'm working on getting my first set of Gambit Prime, so that's actually pretty cool for that armor. So almost ready for an Invader set, which is, I don't know, one of the cooler ones for sure. Collector, Invader definitely have some powerful pieces to them. But this week, if you are looking to do the Reckoning, especially to get some of that armor, I would look into Thursday. That's hopefully when your modifiers are probably going to be the best between Prism, Heavyweights, and you've got Solar Singe all week long. So, Lost Sector is going to be over here, off to the edge, tucked back around the back, way back here. So once you run in, we're going to clear out some of the ads, and then once you get actually to kind of the ramp is where you'll be. You don't have to actually have to clear the final boss, so we'll stop just before that. But thank you guys recently for the continued support. The streams have been awesome with Twitch. I've been playing Sekiro, which is kind of a good, completely different game from this, so a nice little break when needed. And also just, you know, on YouTube, we're, 33,000, almost 600 now, so you guys are just rocking and rolling. So thank you all for the support. It's been great, and just enjoy making this content for you all, and I'm glad you're enjoying it just as much. As these guys come in, these four will spawn, usually tend to explode each other a little bit. And you don't have too much to actually kill here. I mean, if you want to mow some of these guys down quick, you can. However, you want to make some orbs, probably just good to make sure you got a super in case you get in a pinch, but I'll explain once you get there. Most of those will die. You're going to have some acolytes up ahead. If I could ever reload, it'd be good. Go ahead and kill the Captain of Doom. There we go. Kill these guys on the ledge. Couple up there. Couple Scions, which will just constantly split if you don't tackle them. And then we got a few on the ramp. So once those are down, you'll be looking at these Scions to hopefully stop splitting. Be good if they actually would. This is kind of ridiculous after a while, don't you think? So many Scions, and they just keep making themselves. Alright, so ramp is cleared. And what you're going to want to do is once you're about here. Alright, so once you're inside, you're on this kind of ramp. Just to go straight into the Ascendant Challenge, go ahead and use your Tincture of Queen's Portal, and the portal will be above. Now, on this one, basically, if you're going to do the time trial, you're going to have a bunch of crystals in the middle that are shielded. You're going to have 4 blights around the outside that you need to take out. My best advice I can tell you, something like a shotgun, heavy, whatever you want to use to do as much damage and kill those blights as quickly as you can. Come back to the center and then just shoot all the crystals and you're done. So I'm going to try and do this fairly quickly. There are going to be some knights that will be chasing you around. The more of the blights you break, the faster they're going to run. So let's see how quick I can do this. I've done the time trial before, but let's see if I can get this in fairly speedy fashion. Here we go. All right, so once you're in, just see if you can catch one of the blights that you kind of need to get to just off behind. Just make sure you're not going to jump off into oblivion. Make sure you have a decent path to get where you're going. So I know I was running to the back. I've also got one down here. You can actually see one of the eggs tucked right over there. So that works out reasonably. I don't know if this will one-shot these. Let's just reload and do it this way. So that's one blight. You'll have the knights. You'll also have these thrall that are chasing you. So watch out for those. Now if you're looking for the next blight, yours are going to be random spots. They're not always going to be where mine are at. So just keep that in mind. Whatever you're trying to get to, not always going to be in the same place that mine are. So just make that a thing that you're aware of so you know you're not just trying to run to the same spot that I am. Notice how I'm always kind of moving in these portals just so I'm not ever standing still. The big knights that slam down, they hurt like crazy, so those are definitely going to be a thing. And the more blights you take out, the better off you'll be. Now, if you hear one of those spawns happen, and you can actually kind of jump a gap like that, it's actually a good way to give yourself some separation. That almost killed me, actually, just from standing in the blight. So far, nothing crazy fast right now, actually. So now when things are spawning, this is kind of a tight area, so I'm going to throw a grenade over there, see if I can get myself a little cover, get a few quick shots on this one, and then I'm going to head back to the middle, hopefully with my machine gun that I can use to kill these crystals. Now, you could kill them from here if you actually really wanted to, but I'm going to try and get a little bit closer and see if I can finish this up. The knight is on my butt right now, by the way. If you can't tell, I can hear it behind me. But you can start taking these things out really quickly. Just keep moving. Don't stand still for long. The knights are going to be around, so make sure you're not standing still, just like that. Keep moving. Find these crystals. Hit them with anything you can. And that's it. Pretty quick and easy. So the knights are down. You don't have to kill them, so that's a good thing. If you do want to kill them, you can, but you don't need to. Make sure you go ahead and grab this quickly. That is also important. And then I would also jump through that portal to make sure your time trial happens. But if you guys are looking for the eggs and the lore, I'm going to show you guys where those are at real quick. So I'm going to take a second and cut ahead to show you where each of those are at. Alright, Guardians, so once you've picked up the chest, it will disappear eventually, so make sure you get it quickly. But if you're facing the portal, we're going to go two different directions. One over to the left, that's going to be the lore bones, and then one of the eggs, which I'll do second. And then over to the right, you've got two of the eggs. So if you're facing the portal and kind of this statue with a portal behind it, turn to your right about 90 degrees and head this direction. And once you get about on this bridge, just kind of somewhere in the middle of it, just turn to your right. And you'll see the egg right down here. It's really hard to miss because it glows really bright. So that's egg number 1. And then egg number 2, just keep going straight. Like straight over here. Little veer to the left. So you jump under this little gazebo. Run up here, kind of veer off to the right. And you'll see this egg, when you kind of come up to this lip, is tucked right under here on this kind of archway here. So you got to get back here all the way to see it, and it's much farther past that first one. So that's your first 2 eggs. And then if you turn back around and kind of pass through that same central location, I'll show you guys where the 3rd egg and then the lore bones are. So back through the center, again, point of reference right here, looking at the portal, going to the left. So once you're over here, what you're going to want to do is see these 2 giant statues. You're going to want to walk kind of between them. And then towards this side where the stairs go down, you have a broken staircase. And then just off to your right, once you get to the bottom level, should be able to see egg number 3. So egg number 3, pretty easy to hit. Make sure you shoot those with your Wish Ender. Wish Ender comes from Shattered Throne, just in case you're wondering. The lore bones, you'll notice I walked up into this kind of house. Jumped up on this structure here. Jumped up on this one, just because it gives me a little better place to stand. And then I'm going to actually jump up into the roof area of this structure. I don't know. Sanctuary. And then you're going to see these statues. And this is what you're going to jump to. So, the only 2 that you can see. You're going to jump first to this one's head here. Make sure you get to it. And the lower bones are going to be on top of the second statue. So, right up here is where the lower bones would be. And that is just a quick run through. Again, remember this is Ouroborea. And you've got the time trial. Just pretty much go kill the 4 blights. Come back to the middle. Explode all the crystals. You're done. 2 eggs off to the right. Egg off to the left. And the lore bones. And you should be pretty much wrapped up. So let's go ahead and exit this thing, and you guys know where to find me. It's Twitch and Twitter, Ebontis on both of those. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, thank you all very much. Been appreciating all just the fun I've been having with you guys, just the new content, working on Sekiro, streaming, and everything like that. So if you enjoyed the video, drop a like below. Leave a comment if you got any questions basically about anything, or just want to say hi. And hit that sub button if you haven't yet. You know I'll keep the content coming to you. Have fun in your week of Destiny 2, and I will see you soon. Enjoy.